Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I pray that you guys are up, you're moving, you're having an amazing Saturday. I'm super excited about our candid conversation on today. We all know that this is Autism Awareness Month. I'm just excited about God, how God has allowed me to bring individuals on candid conversations that can totally relate with whatever it is that we're talking about. Yes, I am the founder and CEO of Whole Women in Progress, where I assist women to a greater place of wholeness by renewing their minds, rebuilding their bodies, restoring their souls, and rejuvenating their spirit. But first and foremost, I am a mom of a son that has been diagnosed with autism. And I have chosen this month to be able to feature moms, to feature women that are also caregivers and mothers of children that have been diagnosed with autism. And I am so grateful for the assignment. I didn't really understand it when it happened, but I'm grateful to God for all that He has allowed me to endure, because as an autism mom, it is not an easy journey. It is not an easy task. I worked with special needs adults and children over 20 years before I had my son Joseph. But to God be the glory. It has helped me so much to be able to advocate for Joseph and so many other families. So on today, I have the privilege and an honor to be able to have a candid conversation with one of my younger cousins, my first cousin, her daughter, my cousin Sheila, her daughter Aicia has a daughter that has been diagnosed with autism. You know, autism for the longest, we've heard it about being diagnosed in more so in boys, but she has a daughter that has been diagnosed with autism. And I just so grateful to be able to have this a conversation with Aicia. She's a younger mom, and I'm just so grateful for her heart and her compassion about how she advocates, take care of herself and take care of her children. So on today, we're going to have this candid conversation. I'm going to bring her front and center. She is in the thick of things. Her children are up, they are awake, and she is mothering as we're having this conversation. And guess what? We're going to have some fun, and we're going to see her in action. Hello, somebody. So I'm going to bring her front and center, and we're going to start this candid conversation. Well, good morning, beautiful. How
Good
are you?
morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I let them know you are in the thick of things this morning. Your children are up. You are
Yes.
mothering and you are doing mothering in action. So
Yes.
on this morning, Aicia, I am just so grateful for you. And I even said to you earlier this morning, when I had Joseph and Joseph was diagnosed with autism, my mother was already deceased. You have your mother right by your side. And I want to say to you this morning, I commend you. I am so grateful for how I see you take care of your daughter. And being an autism mom is not an easy task by a long
Absolutely
shot.
not. Mm-mm.
By a long shot. I don't believe I would have been able to advocate for Joseph like I did had I not worked with special needs and adults and children for over 20 years before I had him. I didn't really realize when I was over there to that coastal center what God was preparing me for
Yes.
in the midst of my working and the disability board in Charleston County. It's just so many
Mm-hmm.
things. So how would you say on this morning, how would you say a support system, how do you feel about having a support system as an autism mom?
Um, I feel like it's definitely necessary. When we have our children and we watch as they grow from babies, you always, expect these things, and you always wonder, how they're going to turn out when they get older, what is going to be their life challenges. And whenever you start to see things that just, you're concerned about, we always think about, if there's a disability, like how would we handle it, or, oh, we can't handle it. So having a support system is definitely necessary, and that's more so. Say good
Well, hello,
morning.
good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, pretty girl.
She couldn't help but to be in the
She trying to get
conversation.
in the camera.
So it's definitely um needed and necessary, and you need those people to have your back when you're not strong, because dealing with children with autism is not easy. Every day is a different challenge. Um,
Hmm.
we deal with our own personal things that we go through as parents.
Uh-huh.
So to deal with our child, it's tough. So your support system is definitely necessary. I don't think that I could do or be or would be as strong as I am without my support system.
Yes. I would secondly say yes. I believe if it wasn't for cousin Jeanette and so many other people that was around me at the time, because I didn't have my mom, I would
Hmm.
have literally not been sound in my mind, because
Right.
there's so many things that come at you that you have to really, make decisions. You got to advocate for them. You
You're
got
the
to make
strongest
phone
advocate for
calls.
them. Yeah.
Yes, and you're their voice. So when you, let me ask you this. So when you got the diagnosis, how did you feel? What was the
Um,
emotion you had?
Overwhelming. Like I didn't know anything about autism. Um, like in the depths that I know about it now, like how every single diagnosed child is different. They display different qualities.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I just always wanted to be reassured, and I just wanted to make sure that mentally I could prepare myself
Uh-huh.
to deal with whatever it is that we were going to go through, because I knew that I was going to have to do my own research and, advocate for her whenever, things arise, as if mistreatment, just anything that would come up. I
Uh-huh.
needed to prepare myself. So I would say the overall emotion was sadness. I was sad for my child that she was probably not going to have a um, living and bubbly life, just how
Uh-huh.
they like to put it, as a normal life. But
Uh-huh.
as I watch her now, like she lives a beautiful life, and she does not
Mhm.
know what it is. She doesn't know that anyone is different from her. All she knows is that she wakes up every day,
Mhm.
she's taken care of, she's loved,
Mhm.
and she doesn't know the struggles that she faced. And I'll never let her know.
Mhm.
I don't ever want her to
You
think
protect her. Yes.
she
Yes.
is different, because I don't like the word different.
Uh-huh.
Being around our children, they show us stuff that we didn't know that they could do or think that they
They
could do.
teach us.
They're
That's
brilliant.
right.
They're
Yes.
geniuses in their mind. Like when they're focused on things, they are focused.
Mhm.
So, if she ever asks when she gets older,
Uh-huh.
I'll explain to her. But while she's happy and she's a child, I want her to be that, because I'm her voice. I'm gonna stand up for
Correct.
her. Right.
Yes.
But yeah,
And that's so important. Be we have to be their voice and know that they're so intelligent. They're so intelligent,
very,
so inquisitive. I mean when they are keen, their senses are so keen. They're so
very,
smart. Yes. So
very sharp children.
yes. So when you when you spend time with her, and when you educate her and do different things with her, when you see her make those major accomplishments, how does that make you feel as a mom? You know, I know right now Joseph still in high school is still working on tying his shoe, but we getting ready to do driving classes. We getting ready to start him with a job, some type of job this summer. But
Mhm.
just getting them out in the community, because it's important that
Yes,
we
it is.
educate the community that we're not going anywhere. Our kids are not going
Right.
anywhere. We're taking them out to the park, we're
We
taking
are.
them to the playground, we're
We are.
taking them to the mall. Wherever there is a place for others,
Because
we're
they
going to be there.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to
Um.
be there. So how is it? How are your outings? How are you when you take her out? How are your outings?
Um. She is a lot better than she was. Of
Uh
course,
huh.
we go for um, trying to make sure that she has something that she likes with her,
Uh
like
huh.
whether it be a toy, whether it be a fidget toy, whether it be a stuffed animal.
Uh huh.
Um, she likes to go in the stores and stuff like that. So,
Uh huh.
we just started kind of going back to doing that because I stopped taking her for a while just due to COVID.
Uh huh.
And the beginning, just a fear of what may happen, like, how people are going to react to it. But I got over that very quickly because if it's space for you, it's space for her. I'm not
Uh
going
huh.
to shelter my child because of what you may think. At first,
Correct.
that was it. It was like, hiding her from the world. But
Uh
now,
huh.
that's not something that I'm willing to do. Like, she is allowed to be in those spaces. If she melts down 10 times in the grocery store in the line checkout line, oh well, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that. But she loves going out. She loves car rides. First of all,
Uh
every
huh.
time a car start up, she want to get in it.
She get
She want
excited.
she gets excited because she always wants to be on the go.
Uh huh.
So
And that's so good because of the fact that you want her to get out. You want her to explore the world. You want her to
yes,
enjoy herself. I mean, the chat is blowing up. You are awesome, mom. The key word to she loves her. She's unique. You must always be her voice. Pastor Jody said that. Um, Renee said good morning. Another Facebook user says, "I love that. That is space. Is space for all of us." I'm not sure who
yes.
that is, but thank you, ladies, for chiming in. People are blowing up the chat, but it's so important that we be our children's voice, and you're doing an amazing job. Just like you say, she likes to go out. She likes to,
She loves to
and
go
they
out.
and they're gonna have meltdowns in whatever store we
It
in.
doesn't bother,
That
like I said, it used to, but it doesn't bother me anymore because that's what she's going to do. That's how she is. And I'm
uh
not
huh
going to apologize for her. I've had a bad experience when we went on a cruise this past October.
uh huh
And it really rubbed me the wrong way because it showed me that people still don't know the difference between children that are misbehaved and children that have
correct
autism or that has behavioral difficulties.
issues
They still
correct.
don't understand. They still don't know the difference. But I feel like it's very uncalled for and unnecessary to make comments on stuff like that.
Mhm.
If you think that a child is being bad or difficult in the store, say that. Keep that to yourself.
Uh-huh.
If you want to discuss that when you get in your car, that's fine. But to say stuff out loud, you never know what someone is going, what is going on with that child, or what that
Correct.
child is going through.
Mhm.
So that just shows me that people just not aware of it.
Mhm.
Autism awareness is something that people who have ties to loved ones with autism, but
Uh-huh.
a lot of people still do not understand or cannot see, hey, that child may have autism or that child is suffering from something. They may not
Mhm.
understand. Because all of them are different. You have some that talk and they're just, a little quirky. You have some who's completely mute. My daughter was a mute. She didn't
Uh-huh.
say anything.
Uh-huh.
So with the years of speech and OT and PT, she repeats things. She says what she wants. We do a lot
Uh-huh.
of self guiding. Um, we've been doing a lot of work, and thank you to
Uh-huh.
my support system because she wouldn't be where she is without it. But
Uh-huh.
back to people just still don't understand the late nights, the cries and stuff behind where
Uh-huh.
we are and why this child is where she is and why I'm going to allow her to fall out on the floor because this is
Correct.
something that she does because she doesn't know how to express herself, not because she is
Exactly.
bad.
And I'm not going to sit here and tell you and explain to you what's going on,
Absolutely not.
because
I will
at
not
the end of the
apologize and I will
day,
not explain. No,
even
I
if,
will not.
yeah, even if I'm explaining it to you, you're going to already formulate a opinion
Correct.
about the situation.
Correct.
So if you're not going to go over and say, well, ma'am, is it anything I can do to assist you, how can I help you, then the best
Correct.
thing to do is just walk away, or
Correct.
pray, because I've had all, when I say awful experiences, I've had
Yes.
awful experiences. So it's important that we educate the community. The community needs to know
You
that we're
know,
not going anywhere
not even
when
that
they
though.
have.
I think that we're in 2024. I think that they need to educate themselves. They need to conduct themselves. When you see a child that's going through stuff or you see a parent, because if you're a parent, you see that
Uh-huh.
parent struggling with that child.
Uh-huh.
That's not something to even formulate an opinion about. That's something that you may go through, you may watch somebody go through, or you may go through yourself. If you cannot extend the hand to help, there is no comments to be made,
Uh-huh.
you know?
In
And
2024.
yeah, in 2024, which that should have been done. But
Yes.
there is
Be
it's no longer
quiet.
our job to educate them. They need
Uh-huh.
to, at this point, educate themselves. There is a uptick
Mm-hmm.
in autism anyway. There's a lot of children, being diagnosed with autism. I think when I spoke with my son's IE the other day, she told me
Uh-huh.
that um, the MUSC waiting list to have
Uh-huh.
children scheduled for autism exam, like to see if they're autistic or
Uh-huh.
not, is a year and a half out.
Yes. It's out.
That's very that's
So
that
that
is a
so that
very
tells
long.
me that tells
Correct.
me
It's a
that is
lot.
more. Yeah, it's more
Absolutely.
going on. So
Correct. It's a lot of people coming up with
uh-huh. Well,
autism,
I would
and
highly yes, I would highly recommend, if their waiting list is that long, you
yes.
got we got other associations. I can't remember it right now, but it was another place that tested Joseph, and it wasn't MUSC,
Mhm.
but it was the oh god, it's out of Columbia, but they did the testing at the Coastal Center at the time. But I don't even know if this agency is still in operation, but I will check on that information and get it to you,
Mhm.
because if you have any speculations, you don't want to wait a year and a half,
Oh
because
no.
the longer, I mean, the quicker you get the testing done, the quicker you can get the
Oh,
early
absolutely.
intervention done. Yes. So
You
it's
know,
important that, I think
yeah,
sometimes parents, when you see
they're
certain
afraid to
situations,
accept the fact
you
that
need
it may
yes,
be.
you need to move quickly, because
Yeah.
early intervention sometimes is the
Go get some
most
tissue, girl.
the greatest thing that you can do to begin it. But as parents, we go through denial. I know for me, I was depressed for a moment. I
Yeah.
was in denial. I was just like, why me? I had all of those thoughts. But once I said, okay, God, this is what it is, I began to move. And that early intervention can make a drastic change. I'm here
Yes.
to tell you, he was in special needs. I think the first Joseph was in special needs. I think the because he could go to school, and out in our district he could go to school at 3. So he was in special needs. I want to say that 3 and 4, and by the time he got to first grade, he was in regular ed. And I thank God for the teacher that he had,
Yes.
and saw his ability. I'm not sure if she's still in the area now, But I just thank God for her. She
It's
saw
the
his ability.
teachers. It's also the
They
teachers.
put him in regular ed first grade, and he is still in regular ed right now. He has an IEP, but at the end of the day, it is so much stuff that we have to do to advocate for them and be their voice. He's in high school now, and he's on a track for a high school diploma. So it is doable. So Alicia,
Yes.
let me ask you this. And now, she's not in school yet, but you preparing her for school. You
Oh no,
already
Amira's in school. Remember,
okay.
her first year was this year. So her
Okay, she's
first year was this year. Now I
uh-huh,
didn't send her before this year
uh-huh,
because she had because of COVID and stuff like that,
uh-huh.
just not
Okay.
knowing what she was going to have to do. And we got thrown into Charleston County, which they put their children into regular ed classes. So with
Uh-huh,
her not being in a with her not being in school before this year,
uh-huh, uh-huh,
of course it was a little bit of a adjustment for her.
uh-huh.
Her classroom, I think it was like 22 students. That was her first class.
What
Come
you
on,
said
out.
22?
22. She had 22 classmates. It was a lot. It was
It
overstimulating
was a
for.
lot. It was too stimulating. That was too big.
It was too. You close my door. It was too stimulating for her,
Uh-huh,
but her teacher, Miss Taylor, she was amazing. I remember telling her because I had a bad experience with the school when I first went because I didn't know that they were going to have her in um, a popular, in a gen ed.
uh-huh,
I found that out like the day before school. So that was a lot. I was concerned, but her teacher she told me that she was like, it's okay, he's fine. Told her teacher, the things that Amira was dealing with, and she
uh-huh,
looked at me, she smiled, and she said, it's okay, she's gonna be with me. This is her first year teaching. Her name is Meredith Taylor. She, I believe, is originally from Virginia. And she is a teacher, first year teacher at Latson Elementary.
uh-huh,
She's amazing. And her TA was Miss Bell. They adapted to Amira and they allowed Amira to be herself and explore like the
uh-huh.
classroom. Her classmates, oh my goodness. I'm trying not to get sentimental.
It's okay.
Her classmates, they were very understanding and like she does this thing where she likes to touch faces and hair, and she
Uh-huh,
would do that to all her classmates. So when I came to the classroom, her teacher was, she would message me and say, "Hey, can you cut her nails?" She kind of scratching the kids a little bit because she likes to touch. And
mm-hmm,
so when I came to the classroom when we were actually having her going away party,
mm-hmm,
um, they just they all like wrote little letters and stuff like that, and they were all
uh-huh,
sad and stuff. And I was always worried about her distracting the classroom because I know
uh-huh,
Mira is. She's a social butterfly,
uh-huh.
She likes to bounce around and move around and stuff like
And they
that.
was and they were so glad to have her. So
They
welcoming.
was. They loved her.
Kids
They
are
would send
something
like little
else, honey. They
pictures
will.
and stuff. But
Uh-huh.
we need that because being mean to her, she does understand when you're mean to her. Like she understands. She may not can respond to you like
Uh-huh.
another child would respond, but
Uh-huh.
she knows. But they loved her so much. It was just such an outpour of love.
Uh-huh.
But we moved her to Malcolm Montessori
Uh-huh.
uh, on Sproul Avenue, and she's in an
Uh-huh.
actual sped class with a sped teacher.
Uh-huh.
And they're amazing. Her
Okay.
new teacher is Miss Johnson,
Uh-huh.
um, and she has two TAs. Miss P is one, and then Miss Michelle is the other.
Uh-huh.
They really love on my child, and I know that because when I send her to school, She's so happy to get
She
on the
want
bus.
to
And
go.
when I
She
pick
wants
her up from school, she do not want to go with me. She like, no, why is you picking me up from
to.
school?
Uh-huh.
She's falling all over the place. Like she does not want Miss Johnson to leave her.
Uh-huh.
So that's very important
Yes.
for them,
Vitally important.
to love on them when they're in school, because
Uh-huh.
that social emotional is important. Like these first years. She's
Mm-hmm.
6. Her birthday was yesterday. Um,
Yes. Happy birthday.
So yeah,
Yes.
6 years into
The
it, we
big
found out that
six
she had
girl. You
autism
go.
around 2. Yeah, so she's a big girl,
Wow.
and
Oh,
she's
she
getting
going over
smarter and
there on her
smarter
birthday.
every day.
Wow.
Yep,
Mm.
yep.
Wow.
So yeah,
All of that is so vitally important for you as a mother. So how do you manage and take care of yourself as you advocate for her? You advocate for her. She's well, she's got good teachers, you got a good support system. Now, how does Alicia take care of Alicia?
Alicia keeps busy. I just keep myself busy, and I know if anything ever arises when it comes to her, I know I will be front and center. Um,
Mhm,
that's something that goes without saying. That's something that I automatically have to do, and I know that I'm her strongest advocate. So
mhm,
um, that's second nature. But when it comes to me, I just keep myself busy. I just make sure that when I have free time, I'll take a nap, or I'll go get my nails or toes done, or we'll sit outside in the backyard and we'll eat lunch or something like that.
mhm.
That still helps me, just because I get to love on my children. They love on me until I'm like, okay, y'all, that's enough. Please, I need some space. And then they'll go down the hall and then they'll come right back in. They want to jump on me and hold on to me and stuff like that. I'm in the
Uh-huh.
kitchen and they all, both of them, holding on to me. So, um, my self care and my mental health, I rely on my support system for it.
Uh-huh.
And they help with the reassurance, and they help when if I need a day from them, or if I need a few hours. They're always willing to step in and help. My mom and my sister, they are the biggest
Uh-huh.
part of the support system. And I have my friends and stuff like that is always willing to step in and help.
Uh-huh.
My one of my best friends is here right now. She was in here grabbing him just now because he running all over the place. So I get that help, and I get that nurturing and that love from the people around me, and it's very vital and it's very important, because if not, it seems like the world would just crumble around you, because it's
Yes,
a lot to deal with. You don't get a manual for dealing with a child with autism. You don't.
you don't. You
You do
don't.
not.
And the thing about it is, as mothers of our children that has been diagnosed with autism, our mental health is so important.
Yes, it
We
is.
have to mentally take care of ourselves. We have to mentally support each other and just be there for each other, because I just couldn't. It was hard for me to communicate even with people around me what I was going through, because
Yeah, because they don't
other than
understand.
cousin Jeanette, nobody understood.
Yes.
She
Nope.
was like the only person. I would just call her, I would scream, I would just holler, and I was like, Jeanette, I just can't. And she
You
was
feel
like,
like
yeah,
you can't
you
do
can.
it.
Yeah, I
You
was
get
like,
overwhelmed.
yeah, I was like, I can't. And he would fall down. He would, oh my God, he would just have him a temper tantrum. But I refuse to keep him in the house. I've talked to mothers and they don't take their kids out. I said, you
Like
can't
that
do
drives
that
them
to them.
crazy.
I
It
said, you
drives
can't.
them crazy. No.
I said, you can't do that. I don't care. If you want to go have dinner, it's like right now, we'll go someplace and he the first one ordered his food. And I'm like, you wait a minute. Can you wait? Can we order first? Like, I want chicken fingers. I said, oh Lord, Joseph, come on. But
Yeah.
anyway, Alicia, this has been an amazing candid conversation. Um, you are an amazing mother. You are your children's advocate. we're not sure what the situation is with your son yet, but I'm believing God that you're going to be able to get whatever testing that you want to get done. But just know that you're amazing. Continue to do what you got to do for your daughter. Continue to take care of yourself, because as a mom, an autism mom, it is not easy by a long shot, but we can do it because we got to be there to support each other. We got to be there to help each other, and just know that you are doing an amazing job. And thank God that you have the support system. And if it
Mhm.
was anything that you could say to a mom that just got the diagnosis yesterday, what would you tell her? What would you tell her to encourage her? She just found out yesterday that her child is on the spectrum and she's trying to process what she found out. What would you say to her?
Everything is okay. Like everything will be okay. Um, just keep pushing. Just trust God. Rely on who you need to rely on. Um, accept what it is. Be open and honest with yourself, and know that the more help, the early on, the better the situation will turn out. Um,
Amen.
just love on your children. Um, just take care of them. Um, you know, just know that everything will be okay. It is just a phrase, autism, and it's so much more than that. But we shouldn't ever say, oh, my child has autism or autism,
Mm-hmm.
it's just something that they have been chosen to go through. And
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have given us that task to be an autism mom if he didn't think we can handle it. These children are placed with us for a reason, and we are on this earth to take care of them. So everything will be okay.
Amen. Amen, girl. That'll preach right there, girl. We will be okay because God is with us. He
Yes,
will
he
never
is.
leave us nor forsake us.
Okay.
Pastor
Nope.
Jody said to tell your baby happy birthday.
Thank
Sherry
you.
Jones, they tell the sweet baby happy birthday, the sweet girl happy birthday. And another Facebook user says, yes, self education is a must.
Yes,
There
yes
are
it
so
is.
many resources, educational resources for those that want to know and be
That's it.
educated. We
That's
have
right.
to have
Put
to
it.
put
They have
put in
to
the
be
work.
willing to
You got
do
to put
that.
in the
Yes.
work. They got to
I'm not
learn what they need to
listening
learn
to
so they
you.
can put it to work.
But if you and if and just a little rebuttal to that, if you really want to know about that, you're gonna look that up. Because nine
Mhm,
times out of ten, there is somebody that is in your room that is
mhm.
struggling with it, whether they want to accept it for their child or not. The only person that you're gonna hurt when it comes to that is the child. So if you want to know about autism, you gotta type. All you gotta do is type in AU, and I'm guarantee you it's gonna pop up. It's gonna populate all these different things, just
Mhm.
how it is, what it is, all these different things. So if you want to know, you'll look it up. Until then,
Absolutely.
ignorance is bliss when it comes to it. So
Absolutely. And we have to be willing to just sometimes when you don't know whether they're been, and I always intentionally use the word diagnose. Some people will say had, got, this and that. I intentionally say diagnose
because
because
it's
at the end
diagnosed,
of the day,
anything is
they might be
diagnosed.
diagnosed, yeah, but God can turn it around. They might have been diagnosed with something, but God can still heal them to the point where they might have that diagnosis, but he can heal them where they don't even behave in certain manners. You know what I'm saying? Things can
Hmm.
drastically change. We don't know what God can do beyond God. I believe God's name is above the name of autism, to tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
That's just my stance, because I'm telling you, I have seen so many things that he has done in my son's life as an autism mom. So that's the first thing I encourage the moms, young moms. I can't remember the Eleanor. I think that's her name, Eleanor. Linda Vachant's daughter. I encourage her because it's just so much that entails um, just doing it, just getting a support group, and just being able to, support each other on the journey because it is different. And some days you just want to scream. I'm telling you, some days you just want to scream.
I know I
I,
don't want to. I do it. I go in my car and I go down the street screaming, or I'll shower, but I'll
uh,
never let my kids see it.
yeah.
If I want to cry, if I'm sad, or if I'm full of sorrow because it's just becoming overwhelming and I'm up to
Uh-huh.
here in
Yes.
just overwhelmness, I cry when my kids go to sleep. Like
Uh,
I never want them to see that I'm hurt because they pick up on that emotion and that's when they want to love all the
exactly.
time. Even though you need it, it's like I don't want them to see that their mom can't handle it because what are they gonna do if their parents is not strong enough for them
Correct.
to do it? So
Correct. Absolutely. Pastor Jody said all children are wonderful, unique. The diagnosis does not change that. Amen, Pastor Jody. It does not change that. It does not. So on today, Alicia, I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for
of
coming
course,
on. What I wanted to do this month is I just wanted to feature some moms. I wanted to do a panel. I just had several things I had in my head. I said, God, I need you to allow me to be able to, feature some of the moms that are in the whole women in progress community. Because there's several moms in this community that are either have children that are on the spectrum or either grandchildren or even great grandchildren. So,
yeah.
I wanted to have that dialogue, and the conversation might not be with a whole lot of questions or what have you, but just be able to give you an outlet to be able to share your thoughts, your feelings, and how you maneuver and do life as a mom that has a child that's on the spectrum. And sometimes people look at us, but they just don't really know. They don't have an inkling of what we encounter and what we go through. So
Unless they go through us, they have no idea.
no idea, no idea. And I say all the time, it's another level of parenting. I don't care what you
Oh,
saying about your
absolutely.
child, but it's a
Every
whole nother
day we wake up,
level
it's
of
going to probably be
parenting.
something. Yeah, we don't live the same day. The day is not the same. Um,
Hmm.
every day is something
Hmm.
different, whether it be good,
Exactly.
whether it be bad. Every day is different. We don't live that normal routine life. Now, our children like to be in routine, but they like to show
Uh-huh.
off
Oh
sometimes and
yeah.
take it out of
Don't Hey, you
context.
can't
So
change
they
nothing
like
up
to
on
show
them.
off a little bit. But we be wanting them to
Everything
be
got
in
to be in the
routine.
same place. You
That's
got to do
it.
the same.
Don't do
I
it.
like
You got
Joseph.
to
You got to
drive the
go.
same place.
Exactly. Go take your shower. No, mama, I don't go take my shower at 7:30. It's 7:29. Boy, go get in that shower.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
keep us together.
Absolutely. Yes, they do. But anyway, Leisha, thank you for coming on today. This has been an
Of course.
amazing, candid conversation. Thank you so much for all that you do and continue to do, and just continue to be great and continue to advocate for your daughter, and just know that you're amazing. I'm gonna put you backstage and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We have had an amazing candid conversation with Aicia Varner on today. She is an autism mom here in the low country here, and she has been doing an amazing job with her daughter, Amir. And we are just so grateful and so thankful for her being able to have this candid conversation with me today. Autism is a whole nother level of parenting, and I'm just so grateful, even as myself as an autism mom. I just wanted to feature some of the moms. I wanted to love on them this month. We have several mothers in this community and grandmothers, and it's important that we, as a nation, as a world, understand that our children are different. When we go out in the grocery store, when we go out in the mall, when we're out in restaurants, where Top Golf, wherever we may be, to the beach, to wherever, that we need to do whatever whatever we can do to be kind to those around us. You never know what people's situation is. Don't just assume that they're not managing their children well. Their children are misbehaving. They're not acting or behaving themselves. There may be another underlying situation. So it behooves us to be kind. If you cannot go in and help and ask if they need your assistance, sometimes the best thing to do is walk away, pray, and mind the business that pay you. Just be quiet. So on today, I thank you all for joining this Candid Conversation. My name is Sonia Wilson Bailey. I am the founder and CEO of Whole Women in Progress, where I assist women to a greater place of wholeness by renewing their minds, rebuilding their bodies, restoring their souls, my God, and rejuvenating their spirits through the word of God. And I am so grateful to be able to share this candid conversation with you today with none other than Aicia Varner, one of our autism moms here in the Low Country. She has been phenomenal. This has been an amazing conversation. And if you know other moms or other families that have children on the spectrum, you know what? Pray for them, encourage them, be kind to them, because you know what? Just like it's our children, it could have been your children. So I want to encourage you today to be loving, be kind, be nice, be very, very kind, because you know what? God sees all that we do, and we want to be pleasing and honorable in His sight. And He is always present, He's always watching us, He's always present. So we need to continue to live a life that's honorable and pleasing in His sight. And I wanted to share with you on today, if you're interested in doing any type of coaching, you can go to my website, and that's www.wholewomeninprogress.com. And more about Whole Women in Progress. Whole Women in Progress is a faith-based Christian life coach business and ministry where women who are wanting to be whole, inner healing and wholeness in their mind, that's what I assist them to do. They're walking from brokenness. They're moving forward from brokenness to wholeness. And it's a journey. It's a journey, but it's a journey that we can do. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that's Whole Women in Progress. And I also do health and wellness and fitness. I do chair fitness, and I do that several times a week. And you can find that. Please join my Be Fit for You health and wellness weight loss journey with Coach Sonia, rebuilding our bodies. That's one of the pillars of Whole Women in Progress. And our health is vitally important, ladies. The only way we're going to be able to take care of our kids as they run around and do things, we got to be healthy to run after them. On today, please go and join my Facebook group, Whole Women in Progress, and just know that we love you. God loves you too. And no matter what state that you're in, know that God is able to assist you and allow you to go to be all that He desires you to be, and move you from that place of brokenness to a greater place of wholeness. And it's not it's not hard. We have to just know that because he loves us, we can trust Him, but every part of us, no matter what we've encountered in our life, what's happened to us, what we've endured, God is with us. And I am so excited for what is to come. And on this month of autism awareness, we have to do this, like Aicia said, we have to be a community that we decide to educate ourselves, so that when we encounter situations, we know how to respond, and we are aware of what's going on around us, and we're able to act and react, and not just act and not respond to a person the right way. Even in our churches, we can do better. Even in our community, we can do better. Wherever community services, our rec centers, our the rec centers, the churches, the restaurants, wherever we go, wherever you spend your money at, they need to be able to accommodate you when you come in with your children. And if they're not kind to you, Don't spend your money with them. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else and do business where you can be treated nice and your children can be treated nice, whether they're on the autism spectrum or not. Okay? I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. I love you and we will talk soon. Have a great and God bless day. Take care.